Should be able to see farther soon. This one is Bang Shelter 8F. Wonder how long they held out here. It's a cold zone. Even a thick coat of fur is enough to keep you warm here. Yes, some e-waste for you.
Dalatema, dalatai. Nebe papia. Emma Hauriu Tulu, Adrianku. Chukamedro de Aucha.
Says... Ah, some wood scrap. Always happy to find that. Keep focused on what you can do today. Let's see. It's a place well hidden. It's just below the above. Out of Date's impressed you made it this far, but there's still so much left to do. The end of the world is still on everyone's minds.
papamu.
You've beaten a path where you have the power to destroy or save everyone. Question is, what you'll do with that responsibility.
For umbak bakwa papamu.
He can sense that your heart beats steadily and acknowledges that the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others.
Beboko kontabe.
Thinks it's important that you remember who you are and where you came from. Someone without knowledge of their history and origin is like a tree without roots.
Balu utulua momombusu.
It's important to stay grounded. You share the same fate as the tree.
E bubuko vun vunvun loma toaha.
Out of Date says there's a time for everything. And now there's no use thinking of the past, for it's gone.
Atu awa ya ea.
Think of the present, because that's where you are. It's time to set your priorities as the one who completes things.
Luatulu maua.
If you continue to do good, good will follow you.
Koyetu koreboy. Atu awa ya ea.
If the world really does end, there won't be anywhere to...
Vunko vunturumpo. Atu awa ya ea.
He hopes you're right. He gets that you mean the journey continues either way, but personally he wants the tree to survive.
Setuatan papkila.
Out of Date says there's no clear record of the chain of events that changed the course of history and brought the world to its knees.
Mopu far kobi. Vunko vunturumpo.
He's found evidence on the Ark, records of a crisis, decades of contamination that permeated the ground and broke its inner core.
Ugambun ang ugagad yebromo bufu.
The contamination disrupted what we now know as Ki energy, the life force that runs through all things, living and inanimate.
Ikobe. Ifari kobo far.
He's been told the blight affected everything at a genetic level and turned our perception of normality on its head.
Ikobe. Ifari kobo far.
It was only those that changed that avoided extinction, proving that the possibility for survival and renewal was real.
Ayamu aya. Mpa. Wherefore. Where?
He understands you are curious about the ship at the foot of the tree. He says it surfaced when the oil broke through the ground.
Mpa. Wherefore. Where?
The Ark predates the back-in days, and now, after years of study of the manuals he found inside, he believes he's figured the ship out.
Mpa. Wherefore. Where?
The Ark has room for 4 more, and he trusts you'll apply wisdom to your compassion and choose whom to save if the world comes to end.
Muk bebuk. Far kobe mako to far titaba.
He'll keep the seats open, and you are free to invite up to 4 others to join you in the Ark in the event of a cataclysm. Out of Date says that from what he's heard, you've been busy.
Yalawa wat nawa.
He says he appreciates what you've done so far, but unfortunately he's got urgent news from his friend Goop in the southeast.
Ya. Sawata mua. Balu utulua.
Out of Date says that even though he's unsure about your intentions, he hopes you'll support Goop. That's the sound of impending doom. Out of Date's premonitions of imminent disaster are true. The Porkypuff needs to be handled.
Kim hobe bekuko hifar muk.
Out of Date says that Goop is worried now that the Southeast World Eater is stepping up its activity.
Ewe bobuye lotulu bayo.
He explains that Goop is working on a goo-gliding vessel in order to get to the World Eater, but needs help to get it done. Out of Date suggests that you should head southeast as fast as possible and see what you can do to help.
Yuba dulu wawa.
He wonders what's on your mind.
Evunkutu
Wishes you goodbye. Easy for things to hide down here. Let's see. That there's Subnautica Station. Goop flounders around in there. So many different creatures live in this part of the world. Let's see.
Yango. Ajitawa. Kandoa. Tenko. Raisate manu.
Gulper
Ajin voltalante.
says it's...
Surakia. Tenko.
Goop says you were always so righteous as a child, and he can still feel it, even at a distance.
Achaida. Surakia.
He knows he's easy to remember. There's no one out there as cuckoo as him. He's one of a kind.
Titutuata. Chaida.
Goop says our memory keeps things for us and protects them until we are ready to face them again.
Titutuata.
He understands.
No, Snewalk.
He says that the catastrophe back then didn't vanquish the good in you. It's still there, as bright as when you were a child. He understands.
Nothing shines like the dark. Oh, no, wait. Oh.
You can't trust the dark.
Can you see how dark sets you free?
It's not too late for you, is it?
Hello, darkness. That's me, your old friend.
Says life on the goo is wide open. You have so many choices of where to go. Some harder than others, of course. Which kind do you like? Hit the open surf, then. The trouble is you can only rely on yourself, at least until you reach a new shore and make new friends. Can hardly believe the world is going to make it. Wonders what that's going to do to the goo. Thanks you for doing everything you could to de-goop the surf. Thinks the Myriad made a good match with you. You're both like sunshine on the surf. Claims he didn't say that. Out loud. But hey, back to the goo. Knows yesterday is already gone. It's what you do today and tomorrow that'll move you forward. You need to set the past aside, at least for now. He can't leave the Subnautica station, as the pollution has worn down the insulation of his suit, so you must salvage enough scrap to fix up his goo glide, starting with the old wreck box outside. You should return when you've retrieved the scrap. There's no time to waste if you want to make the goo glide strong enough to fight the Porky Puff. You're lucky that way. There's still cargo left on the shores from before the apocalypse. His best guess is a power tanker hit a reef and went under. There are things out there waiting for you. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Feel the night wrap around you. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Sizzler. Stay away from that biohazard. You'll want to wash yourself off for a month. New day, new start. Toxanol's offshore drilling caused oily matter to spread with the rain and contaminate both the groundwater and open surf. The long-lasting effect this had on the evolution of wildlife was, as we know now, the only reason we came to exist. You need to line up the switches so they match. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Good. That's enough electric current to initiate the actuators and activate the framework. Let's see. He's got the goo glide functional. You'll have a pull hook and a salvage net, but no armor, and an engine strong enough to break through the thick goo further out. There are lots of valuables left behind on the surf floor that the salvage net will enable you to haul. You just need to find the right spots. Goop says Gizmo's devised a cannon for the goo glide, but instead of bullets, it flips quacks, Squeaky distractions for the triple attentive Porky Puff, which will give you time to get yourself in position. The best way to find Quacks is to talk to Gulp. He has the bearings of the surf-archipelago and knows where the Quacks like to float. This means you'll have the privilege of visiting Gulp in the Sinky Dink. He'll be able to give you directions to where you'll find Quacks. He only knows what's visible to the naked eye. Gulp is not much of a babbler and mostly keeps to himself and his drink. It's gone from being late to being early. You're poking around Pockbur, a prime village. This here is the Sinky Dink, home of Gulp, at the very least. Yah! Let's see.